What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I decided not to go on camera today because I'm under the weather and I look like crap. And today we're back in the studio with one of the newest members of Quan L photography model team. Her name is Jam. Although this isn't Jam's first time shooting with us, every session has been another opportunity to learn more about her personality, discover what works best for her in front of the camera, and continue to build that photographer/model chemistry. Today, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of this portrait session. I'll show you how I use the Sony A1, the incredible Sony 50mm 1.2 GM, Godox lighting, and even one of Photoshop's newest AI tools, Harmonize, to create these final portraits. Let's get started. I've said it many times on this channel. The Sony A1 remains one of the finest portrait cameras ever built. Its autofocus is almost unfair. Eye autofocus locks on instantly and allows me to stop worrying about focus and concentrate entirely on directing my model. Paired with the Sony 50mm f1.2 GM, this combination is simply outstanding. The 50mm gives portraits a very natural perspective. Nothing feels compressed, nothing feels distorted. It puts the viewer almost face to face with the subject. And shooting at wide apertures create beautiful separation between Jam and the background, while she maintains an incredible sharpness across her eyes. Lighting for the shoot was intentionally straightforward. Sometimes photographers overcomplicate lighting. I wanted soft, elegant, classic. I used Godox lighting with a soft modifier positioned approximately 45 degrees from Jam. The goal wasn't dramatic shadows. The goal was flattering light that emphasized her skin, eyes, and facial structure. Once I had my exposure locked in, the rest became about directing expression. One thing I constantly remind photographers is this: lighting creates shape, but expression creates emotion. You can own $10,000 worth of lighting equipment, but if your model looks uncomfortable, the photograph simply won't connect with people. Working with Jam has become easier every session. Instead of giving complicated posing instructions, I prefer making very small adjustments. Turn your shoulders, relax your hands, lower your chin slightly, eyes toward me. Now look past the camera. Small changes completely transform a portrait. One thing you'll notice throughout this session is that we weren't chasing hundreds of poses. Instead, we refined just a few. I'd rather create 10 exceptional photographs than 100 average ones. As photographers, we sometimes move quickly, slow down, watch the expression, wait for the genuine moment. That's usually when the magic happens. One of the things I experimented with after this shoot was Photoshop's new harmonizing feature. This tool is simply impressive. Rather than simply replacing backgrounds, Harmonize intelligently adjusts color, lighting, and tones so that the subject blends naturally into the new environment. It's not perfect. Nothing replaces getting things right in camera, but as a creative tool, it opens up some exciting possibilities. For portrait photographers, it allows us to experiment with different backgrounds while maintaining believable final images. Technology continues evolving. The important thing is learning how to use AI as a creative assistant, not a replacement for good photography. Overall, I couldn't be happier with how this session turned out. Jam continues to grow as a model and as a creative partner, and I'm excited to see where the future collaborations take us. I'd love to know which portrait from today's session was your favorite. Leave me a comment below. If you enjoy portrait photography, studio lighting, Sony cameras, and behind the scenes content, make sure you subscribe because we've got a lot more of that coming. As always, thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. I'm Quan, stay creative, keep learning, and I'll see you next week in the next video.